Hey Leos, a little reading for you from your Metal Dog Tarot channel today. I feel a strong urge to do this for some reason. So following my urges, because that's the grown-up thing to do, right? No, sorry, I need a haircut. I'm like, I can't do a Leo reading when I need a haircut. When I realized I have my moon in Leo, and I love my Leo mom and my Leo friends, Leo family members, but I just had to laugh because as a Scorpio, caring that much about what people think about my hair, it's a very contradictory feeling. But anyway, Leos, we get for you, for your overall energy from the Elemental Oracle, we get darkness. I've seen this card a bit recently, and I found this a very interesting figure who's hidden in her hair, and the sun is coming out, mixing with her hair. She's in this protective posture. So let's see here. What does the book say? Just a little bit from this book. Moon, darkness. There are cycles to everything and a season for everything. Do not push yourself when the tides are against you. Do not be afraid of the darkness, as the darkness is as necessary as the light. Rest and repair. The divine feminine in all her forms is rising. The time for introversion, stability, and planning is here. Okay, we'll leave it at that. So for Leo to be introverted, we think of Leos as liking to be at the center and visible, and so the sort of against your stereotypical nature to take some time in darkness and introversion to rest. Let's see what else the cards tell us. We're going to use the Wild Unknown Tarot here. I'll lay out a card for release, a card for embrace, for hidden influences, and a fourth card for the future. So the card says to release the Ace of Cups. This would be an emotional beginning. It doesn't mean that you release that forever, but just right now. So we'll find out more about that. I'm always like wanting to take that Ace of Cups. What else? So we get for embrace the Daughter of Swords. This little owl here on her sword representing truth and this air. This is a person who is just watching. Sometimes the Daughter of Swords or the Page of Swords is a young, youthful, talkative, chatty energy. This Daughter of Swords does not seem to be talkative to me. I see her sitting back on her sword in the night, just observing in a way that is very different from how I tend to think of this card. Actually, let's look at how the Wild Unknown Tarot thinks of the Daughter of Swords just for fun. Honest, insightful. The Daughter of Swords is a young woman whose honesty and insights take her far in life. People truly value her frankness. She learns from keen observation. It almost seems as though she never stops watching. Sometimes this becomes a burden for her, as she can't help noticing this or that small detail that could have been done better. There's a potential for her to hold on to those experiences and become spiteful and judgmental. So if we're being asked to embrace something here, it would be sitting back and watching, being honest and insightful, but of course, hopefully avoiding the discomfort of getting into judgment and things like that. But we'll learn more here as we proceed. Hidden influence, the Five of Wands. Not too hidden right now that this is happening around us, a bit of chaos, a bit of change. There's forces of collapse, of rebellion that are very big. The future is the Daughter of Cups. So moving from that watchful Daughter of Swords into this little rainbow duckling. The Page of Cups, or the Daughter of Cups, is just a very youthful and fairly naive, maybe flirty and crushy kind of energy that's fun and young. And since I'm looking up cards here really quickly, yes, creative energy abounds from the Daughter of Cups. She's romantic, artistic, and easily inspired by her surroundings. A true dreamer by nature, she struggles to stay grounded or to deal with any harsh realities that come her way. Conflict of any kind is very disturbing to this gentle creature. So we begin with the suggestion that you, Leo, release the Ace of Cups, which is an emotional state, and then embrace instead this kind of watchful, honest. So maybe being honest with yourself about what's happening. There may be some feelings that come with this Ace of Cups. I always think of this as like a love offer, but the cups have many feelings in them. So there's some kind of feeling, a new emotional situation that you're actually being advised to release for this watchful, honest, maybe trying to stay out of judgment place. I think the Daughter of Swords or the Page of Swords is very often associated with social media, watching that way. So there's this chaos, the Five of Wands around us, and this future of this, again, returning to the emotional beginnings, this sort of sensitive and creative emotional future. So let's clarify these. We're going to use Klimt's deck here. It tends to make a little reflective glare on my face because there's gold on these beautiful cards, but for some reason I always think of Leos when I use this deck, perhaps because of your golden lion mane, the sun. Okay, so the Ace of Cups, what to release here? Let's get some more information about this release. Okay, we have the Hermit. So this is a going inward. We have a Two of Cups. So there's this Ace of Cups and this Two of Cups. There might be some kind of love situation that you have been in or that you've been thinking about or wanting. And it looks like you've been thinking about that while you've been by yourself in hermit mode. And finally, this person or this, I feel like this is that you've been thinking about this Queen of Cups, this water sign. Doesn't have to be like a romantic relationship. It could be like a daughter, another water sign in your life, a friend, a coworker. But there's some kind of an emotional situation that you've been contemplating in your time alone here, that you're being asked to release that. And it doesn't mean to abandon that necessarily, but it looks like it's been kind of holding on tightly here. So I think this is just simply suggesting that you let go and trust something outside of yourself. Like very clearly I hear let go and let God come into my head. So whoever or whatever this emotional situation is, doesn't mean that you have to give it up, but perhaps quit dwelling on it and see what happens when you just open up and see what happens. And that's what we're doing here, right? We're in our rational, intellectual, honest mind here in the Daughter of Swords, and you're just watching, and you're basically just facing the truth and seeing what happens here. So let's find out a little bit more about that. Yeah, and the Hermit here in your release, it reiterates this kind of overall vibe of the moon, of darkness, of just kind of going into introversion. That's totally the Hermit kind of state. All right, so the Daughter of Swords. We get the little Knave of Pentacles. So it's a young, practical, grounded little beginner. So there's like lots of daughters here, young people. It could be a kid in your life here. So you're maybe worrying about one of your kids. They don't have to be a child. They could be, like my mom is a Leo, so she could be worrying about me or my sister. Both of us are water signs, so maybe this is for my mom. What else? We see death, change, transformation. So this is what we're embracing. So there's somebody young in your life that you're watching who's going through change, and it feels really dramatic, but you're being told to embrace the change that they're going through. And finally, we get a 7 of Wands. Here, this is a card of resistance. So I feel this like in a larger sense, looking at what's happening around us. To me, there's definitely a lot of this is very much making me think of the insurrection at the Capitol, political events. So this could be happening in a larger political level, this whole story, or it could be happening in your little life, your little household, your career, somewhere where your heart and your emotions have been embedded, and you're simply being told to step back and be a little bit more in your intellect and your philosophy, and sort of observe this transformation that is happening around you on some level of your life here. This is backwards. Okay, so now we're going to look at the hidden influences here, the 5 of Wands. Chaos, which to me is this. There's some kind of embracing of these dramatic events that are happening around us. That's what I immediately think of. And of course, what's happening out there in the large scale, it could also be happening, a sense of chaos inside of you or in your household. But it's going to be affecting us on all levels. So it's good to become conscious of this hidden influence. And this would be something that you're not paying attention to, or that is affecting you and you're not yet realizing it. So here we have the Knight of Cups as a part of this. This is the emotional love offer. It's a classy love offer coming out of this chaos. So where there's conflict, there's also this, and remember we have what we're releasing here in the beginning, this cups place here, this kind of clingy and codependent situation, and it doesn't mean that it goes away. It seems to me that it's still coming, and this is often the case, that when you let something go, it will come back in. Secondly, we get the 6 of Cups. So here is again bringing up children. It could be your inner child. It could be a soulmate connection here. Wow. And a 7 of Cups. This is a card that follows the 6 of Cups because it's a 7, but it's also, to me, it's a very different card. This is about choices, but it's also about projections and illusions here. So the chaos that you're in is you're actually not seeing, you're not counting on this true blue classy love offer that the Knight of Cups represents, that this is a soul connection, that it's a past life connection, or it's a deep connection. Again, we have the suggestion of a child here in your life, but it's feeling chaotic. There's not swords here, but this card here, the 5 of Wands, it's just everything just feels scattered and out of control in this 5 of Wands. There's no leadership, there's no organization, and it would appear that there's a lot of projecting happening. This may be you projecting onto what is actually quite a beautiful chaos, that you're being encouraged to really release that and let go of it, and just see it transforming. This is very much just sit back and watch and see this person, this situation transform. The future is this creative and beautiful Daughter of Cups, this hopeful, youthful beginning in the future. With that, we have the Three of Wands. This is you waiting as your manifestation comes in. The Three of Wands is you've envisioned and now you're just still, you're watching. So like she has her little magnifying glass. She's watching for this to come in. That's your future here. Beautiful. It's a stable mother-daughter here. I'm really feeling this very strongly. Everything is up in the open. It's stable. It is fun. It is like a really beautiful, true, open-hearted, and creative connection that we're seeing here in this future. And whether this is in your household, it's in your some other place where you have put your heart and your creative passion, because wands are about your willpower and your creativity. This is just one of the ideal outcomes. There's plenty of information to here to suggest that this could be a romantic love. We've got Ace of Cups, Two of Cups, Six of Cups, and now the Four of Wands. These are all about soulmate connections that could be very much in the romantic realm, not necessarily though. And finally, absolute and total happiness of the sun. This is a beautiful future of something that you've been wanting coming in. There's security and stability in it, and there's absolute joy. And it's actually a place where this little Daughter of Cups, who, as we read, can be vulnerable, emotionally vulnerable to conflict outside, where she's just really, really safe. This card to me, I love the sun in this deck. As you can see, it's two people in an embrace. Other versions of the sun show us like a naked kid on a horse with the freak flag flying. So this is total joy. This is the star is wish fulfillment and healing. The sun is just the next level of that. It is a place of absolute security, safety, and happiness here in your future, Leo. So clear advice. There's love. It's not going away. It is here all the way through, but you might need to let it go to watch it come back to you. And it feels chaotic and you can't see what's happening. It's too much somehow. It feels scary because death is here, but that is just about, this is in your embrace. So this is transformative. Whoever or whatever this situation is, it's in a process of transformation. We get on the bottom here, the Five of Pentacles. You're feeling left out. You're feeling impoverished. This is driving you in certain ways. There's some codependence in play here. So this makes sense that this sort of feeling of discomfort, of chaos is, those cards reiterate that. But trust. And there's just plenty more signs. This is the bottom of the first deck that we used, that the time of darkness will be unveiled, the sun will come out, and this sweet, true, emotional connection situation will be that you are manifesting and wishing for. If you can let it go, just step back and watch, it's going to have a beautiful outcome here. So, beautiful reading for you, Leo. I hope this helps.